Previously on S-Class Hunter Heals with Monsters. Our hero shattered the impossible trials, ripped through the cursed arena, survived the system's death blow, and faces a monstrous nightmare rising from the abyss. And now, the story continues. Manager Kim lifts his hand, whispers a crackling incantation, and a heavy veil of silence crashes over the squad. He declares he'll shoulder the rest of the mission alone. New Toki watches, nods, and instantly grasps the grim plan. That silence spell becomes the only key past the cursed cave zone's barrier.
First, I cast a silence spell.
Now the team braces for the impossible backlash the spell might unleash. A guttural shout erupts. That impossible! As the hush settles like iron, one teammate shouts that sealing a spell with raw mana is unheard of, sparking fierce curiosity about an ancient technique. The doubt flickers, threatening to crack their resolve. Kim Nazi slathers a thick, frost-resistant ointment over his exposed skin, preparing for the biting cold. Manager Kim turns, eyebrows furrowed. Shall we move now? The crew snaps on gear, hearts pounding, knowing the cursed silence still claws at the cave's mouth. They stride past the forest's rim, the air instantly turning icy. Lantern light flickers as the squad plunges into a dank tunnel, shadows dancing on the stone. Toki yells, "Thesis work, this is gold!" The air thickens, a residual echo of the ancient silence spell still humming. A faint, sickly odor curls through the darkness, whispering of the vanished researcher.
Cave exploration. Thesis exciting.
The hidden disease lingers, a silent predator waiting. The party uncovers a towering stone slab, etched with the word Newtons. Rex reads aloud, connecting it to ancient alchemist chronicles that detail the dreaded silence seal. The inscription points to a concealed vault where Il Hwan could be imprisoned. Weapons ready, they brace to shatter the seal.
Newton's seal lies ahead. A distant echo shivers, warning of an imminent peril.
The squad bursts into the blackened maw of the cavern, and a ghostly voice reverberates. Kim Il-hwan, the missing researcher, cries out that he has seized the final ingredient of the cure. His revelation sparks a frantic sprint against the ever-watchful silence spell that still clings to the stone. Toki roars, "My wife and children are on the line." The crew must now balance the promise of a cure against the raw cost of personal sacrifice, each heart hammered by the crushing weight of possible tragedy. The stone slab bearing Newton's points unerringly toward a sealed chamber, leaving the squad teetering on the edge of confronting an unseen guardian, and the true heart of the silence curse.
Only the most dedicated readers make it to the end. You're already one of them. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
The S-Class Hunter stakes everything for monster power while enemies close in. Lee Jun-woo stands amid shattered pillars, a frantic cry pierces the air. Family. It's the Dragon Titan roaring, "Family, what's that?" Another shout cracks, number I-7. Behind you, Jun-woo whirls, a hulking reptile bursts from darkness, scales flashing, eyes locked. Titan snarls, warning that the beast belongs to a massive brood. Jun-woo's mind flashes, this monster could trigger his healing fusion. Tension spikes. Mira lurks in shadow, ready to jump in. A distant howl rolls, promising more monsters. Jun-woo hovers his blade, torn between chasing the creature and guarding his allies.
Family? What's that?
Number I-7, behind you.
Titan lunges, claws scraping stone, begging for mercy. The crystal's pulse drenches the fungal spores in an instant. Bubbles erupt, coating the wooden supports with a glossy sheen. Titan watches, then growls. This works well. It got moist quickly, yo. It seems to like it too. The barrier swells, forming a glossy, resilient wall. The crew lets out a relieved cheer, trusting the improvised shield will hold till dawn. Still, the monster kin stir deep below, oblivious to the new defense.
This works well. It got moist quickly, yo. It seems to like it too.
Jun-woo steps back, eyes scanning the fungal wall. He mutters, "Since it's the first time, this should be enough, right?" Mira nods, worry flashing in her gaze. The group pushes through the cracked doorway, slipping into the dim hallway of the haunted house. Jun-woo leads, lantern casting long shadows on warped floorboards. Mira follows, a portable fungal sprayer strapped to her back. Kai walks beside her, monitoring shield power on his wrist device. They pause at a collapsed stair, broken railing blocking the ascent. Junwoo lifts the railing, clears debris, and activates the sprayer, emitting a thin mist of spores onto the walls. The mist settles, forming a flexible fungal sheet that patches the gap. Kai calibrates the sheet, aligning its frequency with the Dudak shield. Kai volunteers to run to the nearby market for the remaining family mushroom ingredients. Mira asks how long the mushroom paste will hold under pressure. Junwoo estimates only minutes before the spores degrade the bond. Kai suggests reinforcing with additional caps. The team quickly mixes extra caps into the paste, hoping to extend the barrier. Their makeshift fix buys precious seconds, while they plan a permanent solution. The hunters find a tiny creature they name Nutoko. The creature speaks, telling Junwoo and Mira that the two of them can remain in the human world without any trouble. Junwoo nods, realizing they don't have to flee the monster's territory. Mira smiles, relieved that their mission can continue on human ground.
Mira and Kai seal the cracked fungal wall with fresh mushroom paste. A burst of glowing spores erupts, unveiling the monster family's hidden root power source. Junwoo lunges, blade flashing to sever the source. Junwoo feels hope surge as the tiny creature Nutoko assures him his presence in the human realm remains safe. Mira, however, warns the mushroom bond could crumble within minutes, jeopardizing their fragile truce. A massive root cracks, spewing a torrent of spores that threaten to overwhelm the seal. The hunters stare as monster silhouettes loom closer, the fragile barrier ticking toward failure.
When the system gives you a hidden quest, you take it. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
The S-Class hunter's pulse stops cold. Only the despised monsters can rescue him. Nissi demands, "Is that true?" The strategist answers, "Finish this, then cross to the human realm together." He warns that dragging the beasts out is useless. They forge a pact. The portal will seal soon, trapping them in monster territory. They sprint toward the exit, blind to the surprise awaiting them. They burst onto the streets and realize the outing is real, not a drill. Cheers erupt. Freedom tastes sweet. The strategist scans his device, frowning. Tracking chip vanished, maybe stolen. Without it, the hidden portal stays hidden. Their next hurdle. No proper gear, no clothes before they press onward. A member spots grime coating the streets. The strategist reveals higher-ups slash the cleaning budget, pulling sanitation crews from the slums. Only a handful of residents scrub futilely. Neglect signals abandonment. The vacuum invites extortionists to rise. The squad arrives at the market's fringe. A voice whispers, "Almost there." They ready themselves for the shop bongs pointed out. Tension spikes as they step inside. Inside, the enigmatic Coconut family gang awaits. They hit the slum's central alley. A gang of thugs barricades the way, demanding a protection fee before anyone leaves. Makeshift weapons glint, eyes narrow. The team exchanges looks. Extortionists now control the gate. They must choose pay or fight, a decision that will define the block. A gruff shout rings, "Quick, boss, those guys lack loyalty, should I chase?" Bong steps forward, scowling at the thugs. He retorts, "You need a lesson, mister. Coconut family watches." The jab ties the extortionists to the secret Coconut gang. The crew feels a deeper hierarchy, tightening the slum's grip.
You need a lesson, mister. Coconut family watches.
Their next strike will test resolve against the Coconut enforcers. They arrive at a refurbished storefront, a bold banner proclaiming grand reopening. Inside, racks of simple garments line the walls. Bong's comments, "Selling just clothes won't sustain the slum." The revamped shop mirrors the district's struggle under fresh pressures.
Shop reopened. Clothes alone won't keep us alive.
Bongs promises to swap back after the mission, then asks, "Time to clear the trash." Removing debris signals they'll cleanse the area before confronting the Coconut family, reclaiming the slum's streets.
Now, is it time to take out the trash?
The crew steels themselves for the looming showdown. The squad halts in a ruined alley, ears tuned to locals. Bongs challenges the gang's claim to a protection fee. Nissi repeats a rumor, Gold City plans to bulldoze the slums, evicting residents without compensation. The strategist adds the extortionists say they need funds to battle the city. The crew sees the fee as a pretext for a broader takeover.
Bong steps forward, pledging to face the extortionist gang alone. The crew storms the abandoned warehouse. The wall erupts with graffiti proclaiming the Coconut family, exposing Rokari's iron grip on the slums. Bong's feels resolve harden, purpose blooming from cleaning the filthy slum. Yet he fears losing his leader to the gang's reckless attacks. His comrades rally, trembling with renewed hope. A gang member commands the boys to arm themselves as Lee Du-cheol confronts a sudden assault. The warehouse door slams shut. An unseen force looms, pinning the crew on the brink of annihilation.
Something major happens to this character very soon. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari before the spoilers find you.
The slums whisper, then a gang erupts from darkness, their footsteps echoing like drums. The Rokari, known as the Coconut family, encircle Jinwoo, Mira, and Heejin, blades glinting with malice. Their shouts demand control of every alley. Caught off guard, the hunters scramble for cover, sparks of steel flying. The chaos cements the Coconut family's iron claim over the district. A thug cackles. Since when did the slums swell with thugs? He thrusts a finger at Nam Gi-seok, demanding a purge. Another shouts at his uncle, "Go, show the leader what's coming." Nam Gi-seok unsheathes his blade, scanning the crowd, then charges the front line. Hunters cling to his fury, praying his edge will swing the battle. Nam Gi-seok recounts a bribery attempt. The Free Hunter Association's chairman dangled cash to accelerate redevelopment, but the gang spurned the offer. Now they wield brute force to extort the city's residents. Willie snaps, they merely leverage muscle for profit. Their heated exchange lays bare the corruption fueling the slum's seizure.
The chairman offered money, we refused, then we fought.
You just shake people down for cash.
Jinwoo's suction coils, ready to crush the gang's muscle. The gang leader strides forward, extending a grim invitation to a hesitant hunter. Join us, and you'll earn protection. His thinly veiled threat hints at a broader scheme to swallow hunters into the Coconut family.
Jinwoo fires his suction, seizing a scarred monster that mends in an instant, joining his side. Meanwhile, the Coconut family's enforcers flood the neon-lit streets, turning the district into a blaze of chaos. Hope flickers in Jinwoo as Baihung bonds with him, but fear claws at his heart, the gang's coercion threatening his freedom. The city shivers under the looming oppression. The alley reverberates with Little Rat's desperate call for the red grapes, as the Coconut family's shadows converge. Jinwoo's next move teeters between daring rescue and grim surrender.
It's going to get much worse before it gets better. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
A wounded S-class hunter collapses, wolves snapping at his heels. Hallucinogenic grapes throb, warping his vision. He spots the pack gnawing at a vine and screams, "Are those wolves picking grapes too?" He spots a towering tree and cries, "Grandfather, help me." "Are those wolves picking grapes too?" "Grandfather, help me." He scrambles upward, desperate to seize the seed at the summit. He claws at the bark, but the branches end far beneath the peak. The hallucinogenic grapes gnaw at his thoughts, turning his limbs to lead. He discovers his bag torn away in the chase, the gate stone, his portal key lost. He begs his grandfather's forgiveness. "The grapes make me weaker." Grandfather probes, "Are you Lee Woon-soo's grandson?" The question shatters Rokari's expectations, confirming a hidden lineage. Blood ties bind him to the seed's fate.
You're Lee Woon-soo's grandson, right?
Man, no way.
Lee Jun-ho fixes his gaze on the boy beside the demon girl. He demands an identity. The youth reveals he is the Hunter Association president's grandson, hinting Jun-ho's need for the seed. This ties Jun-ho's quest to a formidable lineage. He then declares he will not join the association. What? This kid is the president's grandson. Could it be?
The demon girl drizzles molten cheese over the rice, then unveils the centuries-old Demon World grapevine seed, perched atop a sky-high pod, igniting a frantic scramble for the sole chance to claim it. Lee Jun-ho feels hope surge as the nourishing meal revives him, while the grandson wrestles with his father's expectations, fearing loss of freedom, yet yearning to protect the seed that could redeem their fractured bonds. Fresh vigor fuels his resolve, and his pulse quickens for the final confrontation. The half-peeled grape vapor drifts, intoxicating the air, as the looming treetop pod glints ominously, leaving the trio teetering between trust and betrayal, uncertain whether the seed will survive the impending chase. Shadows lengthen, and every heartbeat echoes the looming danger.
That betrayal stung. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry for the payback.
A S-class hunter slams through a flickering gate into a night-black demon realm. Shadowed monsters swarm the corridor, snarling, clawing. He draws a glowing blade, cleaves two beasts, and dashes to a crumbling altar. The altar cracks, spilling dark energy that ripples outward. The city above shudders, towers quake as the seal weakens. His breath hisses, blood stains the stone floor. He reaches the central sigil, slams his palm, and forces a temporary lock. Minutes buy him, but the demon tide presses harder. His escape hinges on a functional gate stone that never arrived. A distant howl echoes through the void. The next scene reveals the fallout from the Institute scandal, and a wave of demotions. Back in the slums, Rikari meets a small group of hunters huddled around a fire. They share the last piece of dried meat, passing it around to conserve calories. One hunter, Kari, jokes they haven't seen a proper meal in weeks, while another mentions only 3 days before the next storm hits. The conversation turns serious as they discuss the Mandragora disease cure, noting the need for grapevine seeds. Kari glances at Rikari, then mutters a secret. He never figured out I'm a chimera. The revelation hangs in the air, hinting at hidden identities among the hunters. The group agrees to split duties. Some will scout for the seeds, others will guard the firewood. Rikari bursts out with a startled %O as a sudden wind gust rattles the tunnel. Bako steps forward, wipes dust from his coat, and says he'd rather fight copycat monsters than chase phantom winds. He explains the back room was tough because the wind made reading maps impossible. He notes everyone was asleep, so the wind went unnoticed. The exchange shows the hunters' fatigue and the hazardous environment they must survive.
%O.
I'd rather fight copyx monsters.
Rokari bursts into the cavern, eyes locking on a pulsating crystal unlike any recorded. The crystal's glow slices through darkness, humming with raw energy. He grips the humming gate stone, feeling a surge that could rewrite the hunt. The moment crackles with potential, promising a new weapon against the demonic tide. Carrie's excitement spikes as the cure finally materializes. Yet the injection's field impracticality forces the team to confront losing their only remedy. Their desperation intensifies, and they scramble for an alternative delivery method before the winter seals their fate. The looming absence of Menam Gic fuels rumors, and the enigmatic crystal's dormant energy hints at a threat that could erupt. The hunters stand clueless, unsure how to harness or survive its awakening.
YouTube might never recommend this channel to you again. Don't risk it. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry right now.
Jinwoo's scarred palm crushes the pulsating core of the captured Drake, a desperate grip that momentarily steadies the raging monster. Across the lab, Rikari lifts 2 amber vials, his eyes bright with ambition. He describes the sapphire serum that can resurrect dead hair follicles, while the amber elixir accelerates fresh growth, both forged from a blend of crimson moss and liquid metal. A formula he claims stems from his latest research. The squad leans in, each breath holding the promise of a battlefield cure.
Blue serum revives follicles, yellow accelerates growth. Red moss, liquid metal.
Gi Seok's hollow stare deepens, a silent warning that a hidden danger still looms. The Drake lifts its massive head, exposing a pulsating core beneath the hardened scales. Jinwoo steps forward, blade thrumming with hunter-charged power. Rikari hurls a vial of yellow elixir at the core. The liquid splashes bright, igniting a rapid growth aura that spreads across the creature's flesh. The beast convulses, wounds knitting at superhuman speed. Gi Seok, still leaning against the wall, cracks a faint smile as he watches the miracle unfold. The team records the serum's dual effect, healing monsters while potentially weaponizing them. This breakthrough could arm them against the Dark Guild's twisted experiments.
F5 in me.
Jinwoo questions whether the pit's depth can safely contain the Drake. Seong Hyun measures the bottom, confirming the chamber reaches the required depth and offers ample room for the monster's size. They also inspect the floor for cracks and verify ceiling membranes are intact, preventing any breach. This diligence matters, Insufficient depth could trigger a catastrophic escape. With confidence, they prepare to usher the creature inside. The crew steps back, admiring the completed storage. Steel beams, moss-infused plates, and glowing runes line the walls. Rakari claps his hands, shouting that the design is flawless. Seong Hyun grins, proclaiming the guild master will be impressed. The finished vault locks away the monster securely, advancing their plan. Rakari, Jinwoo, and Seong Hyun gather around the narrow entryway. Jinwoo channels a hunter-charged rune onto the stone arch, a blue glow spreading and solidifying into a magical barrier that locks the door. The drake inside growls, but the seal muffles its roar. The team steps back, confirming the containment is secure. The sealed entrance prevents any escape and protects the underground base. Jinwoo now plans to test the monster's reaction inside the sealed chamber. The team stands near the sealed entrance, tension high. Rakari mixes his hair serum, accidentally splashing a drop onto his forearm. He winces and lets out a sharp, "a foe." The noise catches Jinwoo's eye, but the seal holds firm.
Jinwoo channels a hunter-charged rune, igniting a blinding blue flare that expands into an unbreakable barrier. The magical shield seals the storage entrance, locking away the looming monster behind the stone pillars. The air vibrates with residual energy, promising that the beast remains contained. For now, Rokari's accidental serum splash sears his forearm, a painful reminder of the experiment's volatility. The crew's morale wavers, questioning their safety, while Jinwoo's payment secures a desperate laborer. Yet the newcomer's need for his grandfather's approval hangs over the team, threatening to stall future projects. The sealed doorway hums ominously, and Ji-suk's eyes dim further from unseen fatigue. The team wonders if the monster's containment will hold long enough to retrieve the vital cure before the entire vault collapses.
The next arc starts soon, and it changes everything. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari, you'll want to be there.
A former S-class hunter reborn as a chimera, hunted now by Gold City's monsters. Lee Won-soo lies in his dim room, a strange surge thrumming through his veins. He asks himself if this surge marks the legendary hero of the old era. That doubt ignites a fire. He must push his new power before anyone catches his scent.
Am I the hero of the old era?
Restless, his mind drifts toward the ruined ancient gate. Lee's mind flashes to his grandfather's warning. A colossal natural gate once cracked open, unleashing a tide of monsters that swamped Gold City. Hunters who approached were shredded or left broken. Lee declares his resolve. He will not shatter the life he rebuilt after reclaiming his powers. He pledges to shield his loved ones, refusing another tragedy. A nearby mandragora lets out a playful bark, muttering that no one else should become a monster like him. The scene crystallizes Lee's dread of reliving past anguish.
I don't want to ruin the life I have now.
Yet the mandragora's frailty soon forces Lee to confront the limits of his healing. The Hunter Association president summons Lee, demanding a look at his latest mandragora. Lee smirks, noting its strange vigor, chalking it up to luck. Lee flinches at the roar, shouting, "Really?" Relief floods him as he adds, "Who? Thank you, I was worried." The creature's grateful chirp steadies his nerves, confirming their bond. Now Lee ponders how this ally will fuel his mana hole investigations.
Really? Who? Thank you. I was worried.
Lee recounts the monster's frailty, which sparked his concern. He urges it to stay safe, thanking it for every sacrifice. Their gratitude deepens trust, driving Lee to protect his newfound partner.
He was too weak and concerned. Yes, take care. Thank you for everything.
The next test will examine the monster's mana holes for promotion.
Lee watches the president declare his mana hole restored, while the awakened monster exclaims its gratitude. In a single electrifying moment, their fierce bond reshapes Lee's purpose, igniting a new resolve. Relief surges through Lee's chest as gratitude steadies him. Yet the looming promotion test hangs heavy, turning his newfound confidence into a double-edged sword of hope and dread. The president's cryptic "soon" echoes through the empty training hall. Lee stands alone, wondering when the next challenge will erupt and whether his fragile control can survive the coming storm.
The alliance just broke. It's every man for himself. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
Bloodied and bruised, the S-class hunter clutches a trembling pact with feral monsters. Sign it, or die forever. Registrants shuffle forward, numbers clenched like lifelines, ears tuned to the crackling broadcast that will call their names. The hall thrums with restless energy, louder than any ordinary test day. A cheeky bystander cracks a joke about a celebrity filming a commercial in the back. Nam Gi-seok steps up, heart pounding, praying his 7th attempt finally counts. A stern official leans in, asks Nam Gi-seok if he's signing up for the A rank exam. Nam nods, his name flashing on the board among seasoned hunters. And Chen watches Du Dak, usually a hyperactive spark, collapse into a deep slumber after devouring excess mana. He wonders aloud how the exam can proceed when candidates are drained to the bone. The fatigue lays bare the grueling nature of the promotion test, each breath a battle.
Even Du Dak fell asleep after eating all that mana. Somehow this still works.
Lab colleagues gather, scheming a daring new plan. Kim Nazi bursts with a bold proposal. Everyone should register as hunters now, exploiting the association's fast-track option before the exam ends. He shouts, "Join the Hari squad with a sub before the system crashes," urging swift action. The examiner snaps, "How dare you?" when Nam hesitates, accusing him of fearing another failure. Nam clenches his jaw, silences the taunts, and concentrates on the present moment alone. The fire inside steadies, ready for the next trial. He now prepares for the upcoming challenge. The announcer's voice booms, announcing that staying at Rosa rank forever is an option, then declares, "Candidate Nam Gi-seok has cleared the first round." Passing means he stays in the hunt, dodging the loss of his hunter status. The crowd erupts, hope sparking. The second round looms, its challenges darker and deadlier.
The chairman proclaims he can grant hunter IDs on the spot. The examiner unleashes a ruthless mental barrage, hammering Nam Gi-seok with doubts and memories. Yet Nam, fueled by the lucky bracelet and sheer will, shatters his curse, clearing the first round on his 7th desperate attempt. Nam finally feels his long-burdened heart lift, tasting freedom's first bite. Yet a lingering dread of another collapse claws at his confidence, a cold whisper reminding him how fragile victory can be. The examiner sneers, promising Rosa rank forever, a cruel trap hanging over Nam. He teeters on a razor-thin line between redemption and a crushing, unseen doom, each heartbeat a ticking clock.
The villain might actually be right. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and decide for yourself.
The stolen relic sparks a citywide hunt. In 3 minutes, monsters will tear the streets apart. A city official spots the party at Gold City Hall, eyes narrowed. "It looks like you have guests," he says, already knowing the theft has drawn every hunter's gaze. His comment signals that the watchful authorities are already on their trail. One false move could hand the party over to the Free Hunter Association's enforcers. Tension spikes as the city's cobblestones pulse with alert. Allies exchange nervous glances. The auction clock is ticking. Rikari's choice about the Clam now hangs over the next clash. A massive demonic razor clam crashes into the courtyard, its shell throbbing with dark energy. Rikari spots a subordinate rumored to be exceptionally strong serving under Chairman Lee. He exclaims that such power under the chairman could tip the balance. Realizing the danger, Rikari declares he must leave before the free hunters close in. He pushes through the crowd, searching for an exit. The urgency stems from the risk of being caught in the political trap. Staying could force him to support the scheme. His departure aims to buy time to gather evidence. Rikari scans alleyways, spotting a stairwell leading down to the sewers, a possible escape route. He grips his staff, ready to defend if pursuers appear. City guards patrol nearby, making a quick exit risky. The black car stretches far down the driveway, dwarfing nearby stalls. Kari leans forward, eyes widening, and remarks on its size. He says the ride feels smooth, a sign of the chairman's wealth. Inside the car, the chef, a former test candidate, greets the group. Rex steps forward, questioning the chef about his recent promotion test. The chef nods, confirming he passed with high marks. The conversation reveals that the chef's success ties to the same test Nam Gi-seok just cleared, hinting at possible shortcuts. The team notes that the car's luxury masks the underlying tension over the demonic razor clam. Chief H-Wang watches from a balcony, noting the display as a power move. The tailors finally reveal why the hunters are there. "What brings you here?" the lead tailor asks. Rakari answers, "I told you I no longer make clothes for hunters, but the chairman is making a special request this time." The tailor sighs, recalling the chairman's eccentric reputation. He says he's eccentric, and he really does seem to have quite the personality, the tailor mutters, eyeing the hunters skeptically. He warns that the custom outfit may contain a hidden rune that could trigger the demonic razor Clam's power. The hunters realize the outfit could be a double-edged sword, granting strength but attracting danger.
The chairman makes a special request.
He's eccentric, that old man.
Rokari discovers a missing seal on the freshly printed hunter license, a glaring flaw that could expose their operation. He quickly locks the document in his satchel, vowing to confront the chief about the oversight. Meanwhile, the team edges toward a shady tailor shop, each step humming with tension. The missing seal becomes a ticking time bomb, threatening to unravel their covert plans. Kara feels the weight of uncertainty as the official clearance evaporates, leaving them without a clear path forward. Rokari watches the tailor's refusal, his reputation slipping like sand through his fingers. The denial threatens his authority, casting doubt on his leadership. Both sense the fragile balance ready to collapse. Lee Woonsu points at a sealed crate housing a demonic razor clam, its flickering aura hinting at dormant power. The hunters stare, desperation rising as they realize someone concealed this weapon for a reason. Time ticks toward the next battle, and they must uncover the culprit before chaos erupts.
The story's about to escalate in a way that changes the entire series. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry and stay tuned.